police responded to a 911 call.
Dramatic video of gun insanity in the Bronx.
Police releasing a new video of a person that they are still trying to track down.
Defund the police is not the answer.
Many people surveyed said they just don't feel safe in the city.
It's a shooting outside of a store.
This is Bo Dietl's One Tough Podcast.
Police this morning are searching for the person who turned this Harlem platform to a crime scene.
A Red Apple Media Podcast Network production. Now, here's Bo Dietl.
Hi everyone, welcome to Bo Dietl's One Tough Podcast. Today's probably one of the most important podcasts that I have ever done. We know we're in the midst of a mayoral election, and this is probably the most serious. I just heard polls coming in today when this guy MamDummy, whatever his name is, he's running at 50% of the votes if he goes against 4 people, 3 people, 2 people, even one-on-one. He beats whoever's running against him. This is so serious right now. I'm a lifelong New Yorker. I grew up in New York. I worked on the World Trade Center as iron worker. I was a New York City cop during the 70s and 80s, a decoy, where I got mugged trying to keep these critters off the streets that are trying to rob you. Now, all of a sudden, we're facing a really, really bad problem. And I'm going to go into some of the things that this MamDummy has proposed. And a lot of people don't realize this guy came out of nowhere. He's born in Kenya or something, and we have no idea what he's all about. And the last thing I saw where he was out there and he's promising the world to all these young kids out there on TikTok and Instagram. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. I wrote down a couple of things on here. Then we're going to go over. Let's first go over one thing. Let's see who's running right now. Right now you have MamDummy. You have Curtis Sliwa. You have Eric Adams. And then you have Andrew Cuomo. Of all 4 candidates, I want you to ask one question. Ask yourself this one question. What is the most important thing, if you live in New York City, what is the most important thing to you in New York City? Everyone I ask, and I was out in Montauk over the weekend, and I had some real estate people there. I said, you live in the city. What's the most important to you? Everyone come up and said safety and also supporting the police. You know, this goes back a little bit. For the last 2 years, I've been urging Mayor Eric Adams to do a charter revision. A charter revision means, city charter revision means what we could do is put this on the ballot in November for the people to vote on. One is we should have put that on. I asked the mayor to do this. I testified before the City Charter Revision Committee, and I talked about sanctuary city. I talked about let the people decide if they want us to be a sanctuary city, not just the liberal city council and the liberal mayors that we've had. Also, part of the support of the police, let's go into that right away. Right now, we're down below 30,000 police officers out there. At one point, we had 40,000 police working in New York City. They're all leaving. As of, I think it was July 1st, 1,550 police officers put their papers in to retire. That's only in the first half year. That means we could easily lose 3,000 more cops. I sit with the chief of detectives, Joe Kenny, one of the great chief of detectives. He said, we're down almost 4,000 detectives. I think we only had about 7,500, 7,800 detectives. Now we're down 4,000. I talked to other police officials. They're telling me they don't even have commanding officers in some of the precincts. We are dwindling down, and we could see the caliber of the police that we're bringing on. We're bringing on any and everybody. There were 30 recruits they had to get rid of because they were trying to push these 30 recruits down, and they didn't meet the requirements. We're lowering the requirements. You know, what is a person going to take a job, put a badge and a gun on, risk their lives, and then also risk possibly if they bought a house, out on Long Island in Levittown, and they bought a house. Now they have a mortgage. They have to work side jobs. They have to work overtime. But what is it to be a New York City cop? Why would you want to be? I think the starting salary is $44,000. How can you live? And if you taxed half of that, how do you live on that? And now we want the police to be at the best. We don't support them. Ever since the advent of the George Floyd drama of George Floyd, we in the police department, we as Americans, we as New York City people, we don't have the kind of respect that we should have for the police officers. And when you have a city council made up of these liberal idiots that have taken away the headlock. I used the headlock hundreds of times, affecting an arrest of over 1,600 felons. Headlock's not a chokehold. Then they have the diaphragm law. Some genius in city council came up with that. That means you can't go on their back. I challenge anybody. How do you handcuff somebody on the ground if you can't get on top of them? And the real bad one is when we talk about where a police officer has no protection. Even if you're doing your job, you can be sued civilly. So why take the job? So now nobody's coming on the police department. Manpower's going down. Everybody wants out. So then all of a sudden you have these candidates. Again, the one I don't like Cuomo for the fact he's the one that put this bail reform, and he signed this bail reform. I also don't like the idea about him pushing, lowering the age, up in the age. So in other words, if a kid shoots you, he's 15 or 16. Now they brought it back up over 18 years old. So if that kid that kills one of your relatives is 17 years old, he's not going to face any kind of real severe penalty because it's this stupid laws. Then we go back to the city council. They take away any protection with these cops. Anytime there's a questionable thing, they want to go after the cop. I had cops talk to me that they were effecting an arrest on a robbery, and then all of a sudden, the guy that they arrested for the robbery made an allegation that the cop used a racial slur, or the cop put him in a headlock. Next thing is the prosecution turns on the cop, not on the criminal. This is what the police have to face, and this is our biggest problem. I said to Mayor Eric Adams, let's put this charter revision to the people, and you, as the mayor, you put on the charter revision that the mayor will oversee the police department. We cannot control this liberal city council, and anything that's put past there are all different liberal values and views against the police department. There is nothing that the police have on their side right now with this city council. So now we're talking about the mayors. Eric Adams, you have your own problems, and it's a lot more than just the upgrade in the Turkish airline tickets, and I know all about it. $7 billion of migrant funds, no RFPs, $7 billion. Where did that money go? I've been questioning this thing. Nobody seems to have an answer for me. When you have a hotel, $12 million a week for a burnt out, half the rooms didn't work, but yet they were renting and paying $12 million to somebody per week. That means that's over $600 million a year for one friggin' hotel. Where is the questioning of the spending and all that? So, Eric, you got your own problems. Maybe President Trump can make you ambassador somewhere, and maybe you could go there, because I really am not supporting you. And again, we go back to Andrew Cuomo. What you've done with the police, Andrew, you got to come far back to me and show me that you've changed. Otherwise, I'm not concerned with you. Then we have Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa, I know for 40 years. Curtis Sliwa is one of the most honest people in the world. He has integrity. All he does is care about people. He's out there every day trying to protect people. Honest, the most honest. Curtis said to me, Bo, if I become mayor, I'll make you the police commissioner. I said, no, you won't. What I would do is become a real advisor to you, and we would pick the best people in New York City. 1, to run our Board of Education. 2, to have the best police commissioner. 3, let's balance this budget. Let's find out what in the hell and where this money is going with all the waste, with all these programs. Then we got MamDummy. MamDummy. Simple. You could choose which one you want. Here's some of the things that, that's going on. We know, and our hearts go out to this police officer that was just killed, including the 4 other people that were shot dead over on Park Avenue the other night. And now MamDummy runs back. The police officer just happens to be Muslim. This is not a Muslim, Christian, Jewish, or any kind of faith thing, but all of a sudden he feels as though he went to the house with flowers now. If you support the police so much, Zombie, why the hell are you trying to defund the police? If you support that cop that got killed, what the hell are you trying to defund the police? You're full of baloney. All you want to do is promise everybody everything, and you don't even know what you're doing. You've never held a real job. You've been in this legislation for 2 years. That's all you know. You come from a rich family. I don't come from a rich family. I had a job since I was 8 years old delivering newspapers. You don't know what it's about. You want to be a mayor of a $15 billion New York City budget? You're a fool. And if anybody votes for him, you've got to be a fool for all his empty promises. Here's some of the things that he wants to do. So obviously, when you look at all the candidates, there's only one candidate that is there for public safety and support the police, and that's Curtis Sliwa. So weigh it out. Maybe you don't like his red beret. You know what? I guarantee you one thing. He'll be a great mayor, and I promise you, I will be involved in getting the best people around him that are not going to rob this city. It's just funny that our mayor, Eric Adams, he had, I think it was 11 people, the Banks brothers, Pearson. Everybody left in January. Why? This is when the mayor ran to Washington to get the pardon from the president. Why'd you all leave? You know why they all left? Because there's investigations going on. And again, $7 billion. I want answers. Because you know what? If I did it, Bo Dietl would be the head of the New York Post. Mayor Adams' best friend, Bo Dietl, made $100 million on security work. You know what? As close as I am, I never did any security. You know why? They tried to make me charge 3 times the amount and kick back 20%. I threw him out of my office. I told the mayor. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about, Bo. Well, I said, you're the mayor. You should know what I'm talking about. I'm real angry because I could have got caught up in this mess. Now all I want to do is ask the question, where is Letitia James, Attorney General? Where is this broken down Valise DA? Let's ask questions. Where did that money go? And then you had that controller fool, Landis. You were the controller? Where's the accountant of $7 billion with no bid migrant contract? Think about it. So now we got MamDummy coming in. He wants to freeze new police hiring. We're down 10,000. Freeze new police? You're going to lose them all, you fool. Cancel all overtime. The only reason why these cops are able to survive and put food on the table is they're working a second job. Like that officer that was killed the other night. He was working overtime privately to make his ends meet. You want to freeze it? You want to freeze police hiring and cancel the overtime? Yeah. Halt all equipment purchases. Cut the New York City budget over 4 years for the police department. You're a damn fool. Close Rikers Island by 2027. No, he don't need Rikers Island. He wants to let everybody out of jail. This is what we got right now. He supports really strong no bail policies. He criticizes judges for setting bail. Damn you, if you're robbed or your child or your daughter or your son is murdered, cancel all bail? We shouldn't even have any courts anymore. Maybe that's what you want to do, MamDummy. And you know what? He's talking about sending empty subway retail spaces for drop-in centers for homeless. We have enough homeless living on our streets and living in our subway. You fool. Maybe you've never taken a train, you. And all of a sudden he's talking about dismantling the prison system. So what do we do here? We just let the criminals run this city. Maybe you like it. Here we go with the taxes. He wants to tax the whiter neighborhood. He's the racist, this piece of garbage. And he says billionaires shouldn't exist. Oh, really? Who the hell you think's paying your taxes? Get rid of these billionaires and millionaires. They'll all move to Florida. You know what services we'll have in New York? Nothing. I drive along the Van Wyck Expressway going to the airport. Filthy, dirty. This city's in despair. That's all we need is this clown. It happened in England when 4 million Muslims took over a country with 60 million population people, and they control 50 cities, including London. And this is what's going on. They put their own policies. They want Sharia law. I saw the other day they were shutting down parts of Park Avenue, traffic as they're praying. You want to pray? God bless you, man. Pray. Don't you disrupt me. Don't you stop me from traveling. Okay. He wants to tax the white neighborhood. Supports raising corporate tax rate to 11.5. I'm a corporation, you punk. You want to put more taxes on me? Maybe I should shut my business down. I'm in the private security business, and you know what? You're going to make people like me get out of the city. He said capitalism is a theft. What is the hard work equals success? Somebody who works hard should be able to be rewarded with working hard. Maybe nobody should work, and we should just get free stuff. That's what you want, Mamdummy. And you know what? I don't like you. Okay, let's see some more. Capitalism's a theft. Okay, here we go. Transit, listen to this one. He wants to promise free citywide bus service costing $3 to $5 billion annually. No credible, there's no, where you getting the money from, dickhead? Oh. Okay, also, they warn they're going to recreate, what's going to happen? I was in the 1970s. I lived through it as a cop. We don't want to go back there, and that's where we're going to go. How about the government-run grocery stores? Hey, John Casamatides, my friend, I go to your grocery store, Christides. I guess I can't come there anymore. I got to go to the city-run grocery stores, and he's going to pick. And they're going to destroy every small business. Child care family program. They're going to distribute baby baskets with essentials for all newborns. Very nice. Education. We have probably the lowest rate of reading and math in the city. The other guy, Banks, destroyed that completely. I talked to Joel, the old former head of the Department of Education, the chancellor, and I said, would you consider giving me a good guy to be the chancellor if Curtis Sliwa wins? I want to have the best. I want the best education for our kids. And the good teachers that want to teach and want to teach our kids, they should be rewarded. Not the ones that are put in these friggin' rubber rooms when they commit crimes for 2 and 3 years. We're paying for them. We should throw them the hell out. Also, we're talking about he wants to renovate 500 public schools with renewable energy. Listen to me. I will not buy a battery-packed car. You know what? We have a little bit lithium battery fire. Nobody cares about that. And what happens when you have a blackout? What are you going to put in your car? You're gonna put gas in your car? It's a battery, and they're going on fire. And when the fire starts, we're having problems putting them out. I'm working on that. Keep tuned, because my fire commissioner, Robert Tucker, is a great commissioner, and we're working on a solution for these lithium batteries. Okay, foreign policy views. Refuse to condemn the globalization of the infidela. Oh, I can't even read this crap because I get so mad. Okay, here we go. Additional notes. Old social media of MamDummy's. All I know is one thing. He's the one that said during the riots in Minnesota, I remember what he said. I want to sink him with his own words. And what he talked about is, this is how it has to happen. Burning, assaulting. This is the way it's supposed to. You want violence, you punk? You want violence? Come see me. I'll give you a little violence, because my grandchildren live in this city. My kids live in this city. And I will not stand by and see you take this city down. You understand, punk? You understand? 74 years old. And I'll tell you right to your face, you won't talk to me like you did with the Border Patrol guy, because I tell you what, I'll take a collar. Hey, guess what? In Manhattan, I can smack you around, and you know what? No bail. So maybe we should try that, MamDummy. Okay, bail reform. Here we go. That's terrible. That's really terrible. But what I put together was a anybody but Mamdummy political action. It's a pack. And what that is I'm going to bring up and sink this piece of garbage with his own words, Mamdummy. Mamdummy has spoken. We have all the evidence. Then I want to put it out to the voters. We have 1 million independents in New York City that care about their families and care about this gorgeous city. I want to get out everything that this guy has said he's going to do, everything that he supports, and I want the people to understand. You know what he's selling this to? He's selling to these little young kids that listen to all this bullcrap on Instagram and TikTok, what he's going to do. Free this, free that. Where are you getting the money from there, Mamdummy? Where do you get it from? You're listening to Bo Dietl's One Tough Podcast. Please stay tuned with this message, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Greg Kelly here for Colonial Metals Group, China's leading the largest anti-American alliance since World War II, one that's already dumped U.S. bonds, grabbed 43 million acres of our farmland, and is plotting to dethrone the dollar. That's why IRA and 401k savers are protecting their savings with gold. Go to freegoldguide.com/Kelly or call 800-655-5186 for your free gold guide on how to protect your wealth with gold 100% tax-free.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just get so angry. And this is why this podcast, enough with this. This is why this podcast is probably one of the most important podcasts I do. Next week, I'm going to have Curtis Sliwa on. That's my candidate. But I also have this political action pack. And what it's all about is letting people know of what this psychopath wants to do to our city. Just imagine this city with a city council of liberal morons there that just will do anything against anything. And they all have this Trump derangement. Donald Trump loves this city. Stop the bull crap. He loves this city more than anything. Maybe that's why he gave a pardon to Eric Adams. But I tell you right now, if we let this guy take over our city, we are destroyed. We are really destroyed. I don't want to leave this city. I want my daughter and my grandson and my sons to be safe in this city. If you care about your family's safety, you will not vote for this piece of garbage. Whoever else you want to vote for, I don't care. I would even take Eric Adams back again or Como. But I am going to support the one candidate that the most important thing of all people in New York is public safety and supporting the police and taking the support of the police away from the city council, put it on a vote for the people of New York. Also sanctuary city. People are getting tired of this. You know who's the victim is going to be if Mamdummy gets in? My minority neighborhoods. You right now are the high crime areas. Black, Hispanic people, you are going to be the victims. There'll be no cops. I tell you what, with the shooting a couple of blocks away, I could just imagine these community idiots that he wants to spend $1 billion on. Okay, Mr. Mamdummy, what are we going to do? Send these community relation guys up to challenge that guy with that AR-15. You're a fool. You don't even know what the hell's going on in this city. Oh, really? Mr. Community, I want to talk to you. You have a headache. You had a bad childhood. Well, let me talk to you. Bang, bang, bang. They'll be killed right and left. Stop the crap. So, Mamdummy, listen to me. Bo Dietl. Yeah, Bo Dietl. Let's meet each other. I'll tell you right to your face what a phony you are. And if you like, you went to Kenya the other day, you got married, doing a hallelujah, whatever the hell you do, Mamdummy. I tell you what, why don't you go back there and leave my city alone? Get the hell out of New York City, Mamdummy. I am up to here with you, and I'm coming after you. This is not a threat. I'm coming after you with everything I have to let people know who you are, and what you want to do to the city. Bye-bye, dickhead Mamdummy. That's it.